It's the Cable League. MTGO Show.
We forcing Storm? We are not forcing Storm. Oh yeah, I was talking about doing a black-red sacrifice again. Our last attempt was kind of lackluster. Even if you're forced in the archetype, I don't think you're second picking Umbral Caller. Evora's okay. I might grab that Ancient Tomb. Let's grab Ancient Tomb. Ooh, here we go. Baragorth, Fable, or Ophiomancer. I think I'm supposed to take Baragorth, especially with the Ancient Tomb pickup there. Little removal. Oh, even if it's the symbol method, it's going to take me way longer than 5 minutes tomorrow now. That is just, that's like when you're like looking at a cooking recipe and they're like, it just takes 10 minutes. And then they're like, okay, step 1, have your pre-baked fucking potatoes here. And it's like, that takes, what are you talking about? Step 2, caramelize your onions. This should take 2 minutes. Like, what? What is this? Like 5 minutes is about what it would take me to like loosen all of my tom heads, much less like retighten them and stuff. One, dice everything. Yeah, 30 seconds, dice everything. I'll check it out tomorrow now. Bonecrutch is solid, but I'm gonna grab this Apprentice. See, we end up doing that sacrifice thing. Whenever recipes include cooked shredded chicken and say the whole recipe takes 5 minutes, you rage. Yeah. Recipe, cooked shredded chicken. Step 1, buy a cooked chicken. Step 2, shred it. Uh-oh. What about this thing? Yeah, step 1, buy a rotisserie chicken. There is no step 2. Not loving this start, not gonna lie. Way ahead of you tomorrow now, but thanks. What is the Mardu card? Yeah, right? That's what I was wondering. When it comes into play, you discard any number of cards and draw that many cards +1. So even if you don't discard any, you're gonna draw a card. And then whenever one or more creatures you control enter, if they came from the graveyard or cast from a graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. I mean, Athari is probably more worth splashing than the Celeste card. Our mana's a bit on the iffy side, though. I'm going to go with the starting town. I wonder if that Hagak's tempting. Maybe I'd grab the Faithless Looting earlier. I heard this band's most recent album, and it's fucking weird. They did not rest on their laurels. Raucous Theater, Marsh Flats, Dark Ritual, Gut. I might take Gut and just hope that the mana comes back. The fetch won't, but the theater maybe. Umizawa's, a Braid, Collective. I always kind of like Umizawa's with Bitter Blossom type cards. I'll grab that Chrome Mox. Love a nice Chrome Mox. You knew someone named Laurel once? Oh, yeah? Were they a good friend? Someone you could rest on? Or do you more describe them as the hardy sort? Really not thrilled with this. What are the odds I'm going to play a Toxic? I guess if we faced a green deck, we might board it in. I'll treat it as a board card. Could have taken the Gao. Oh, I want that Massacre, but I'm going to take the Badlands. The mana base needs it. Does create a tap Mutavault token mean what you think it means? It means exactly what you think it means. Card's sick. I just scooped up a playset in paper. The thing that it's like ramping you and then also giving you 2 creature type bodies for decks that care about that. Really good with a demon enchantment. I actually think green-black demons would have crushed this Pro Tour meta. There's like so many green mana dork decks. And that's a deck where you can just play like 4 sweepers in the main deck, another 4 sweepers in the sideboard, and just go sweeper every time. The blue-red matchup's impossible, though, so you kind of have to predict that everybody's going to go green and not play blue-red. I don't know if I would have had those kind of guts had I been reg for this Pro Tour. Grab this. Just in case we see Goblin Bombardment. It's really the card that you want to pair it with. We'll see. You don't know what bay leaves do, but you would never dare tell your wife not to cook with them. Bay leaves are great. Bay leaves are good. I was going to say they're sweet, but that would be misleading. They're earthy flavor. Put them in your soups. Give them a little bit of heartiness. Hey. Airship was actually solid in the other sacrifice deck I put together. Oh, that's smart, Chess Bob. I think this Urborg is better for the mana base than that Verge. Makes me feel a lot better about this Ancient Tomb and such. The Mayhem Daredevil would play really well here. Plenty of nice sack effects. It was a bummer that we had to pass the one drain effect we saw for the Badlands. Oh no, we got Apprentice. Yeah, we got one in here. What's up, Bobby yo? Bobby yo. Wizards should have been sued for printing proxies of reserve list cards. Yeah, I don't know about that. I disagree. The real crime there was how much they were charging. That was ridiculous. All right, we set the price at $1,000. Oh, for the one of the whole set? Well, I guess that's reasonable. You get a few booster packs. What? Don't you want the experience of high stakes gambling? Do I have unplayables? Yeah, it's probably fine. We were actually like fighting someone for our colors, which is rare. Party Zeke with a 13-month sub, inviting me to join Woest and them for a new annual Texas dig. I thought there were photos of that, like, very shortly after. Long gone. Long destroyed. I had that fucking ET game on the Atari. It was not good. They actually made more of that game than there were Ataris in existence. They were certain that the game was going to be so popular that it was going to convince more people to buy Ataris. So they're like, we gotta fucking... we gotta future-proof this. 2 4-drops is awkward. Your favorite's Frogger? Frogger is good. In the same vein as Frogger, sort of. I really liked Pitfall. This doesn't seem good for me. I have not the Bez. Did you think that it like glorified Worm? The quarter eater that always upset me the most was Dragon's Lair. I spent like so much time on that game before giving up. And then later, I watched a playthrough of it so I could see all the cutscenes and everything. And there was a reticle on the screen that told you, it would give you an arrow that would let you know which direction you had to go in order to advance. And the version I played did not have that. It's like, figure it out, idiot. Every scene you go into, you've got one of 4 options. Choose the wrong option and the game ends. And then I found out that some arcades had intentionally removed the arrow to make it even more of a quarter suction device. You could Soul Trader and sack your whole board and fireball them here. Is it possible to beat Dragon's Lair on a single quarter? Yeah. Absolutely. You can't memorize the whole game because the rooms don't show up in the same order every single time. But you could recognize each room that you'd seen before him. Yeah, what Mark said. I assume they're going to sack and kill my Scarlet here. I assumed wrong. So this Chrome Mox, huh? Oh, maybe I was supposed to play out the Chrome Mox and sack it. Keep the Gravecrawler in play. I like that better. The 4-player side-scrolling X-Men game was the thing of beauty. Oh, yeah. I actually beat that with the viewer the last time I was in Atlanta. I think it cost us both like somewhere between $4 and $5. Like, I sent me a Christmas card recently. It was like, in efforts to make our relationship less parasocial, here's a bunch of info about myself. And it was just like very witty and fun. What does it take to be the best vintage cube drafter? I'd say it's the power. The power in your hands. Maybe the quest for glory. Or maybe it's the way that you fight every day. No, it's definitely the power. You gotta open a lot of power. Yay. I bet they have a Hagak over there. Adam's Family Pinball. It's a great machine. I feel like I played a lot of pinball a couple years ago, and then very little this last year. You think Medieval Madness is the greatest pinball game of all time? No way. I'm a sucker for the music-based ones. Iron Maiden's got a couple of really good ones. The Rush one's really good. Sure. Kiss. No, we're talking about the good ones. Caleb, you rude son of a bitch. Have I played the D&D pinball game? No, I didn't know there was one. Oh, very cool, you dude. Oh, and the Who is still touring with them. Love that. Oh, they're vamping. They're vamping. What's the secret to enjoying pinball for someone who's never thought that hard about it? I mean, you don't have to think very hard about it. There's like different ways you can play pinball for sure. But in general, figuring out how to launch quests and give yourself the little mini sub games is when I started really enjoying it. When you can like consistently get a multi-ball every time you're playing. Multi-balls are so fun. Even if you're dog shit at them, you're just like watching them all go in the fucking center. It's fun to have all those balls jamming around. So they just vamp tutored, and now they're generous enting post vamp tutor, which I do not recommend. They draw for turn, the pause, very confidently, and now I'll draw the card that I vamp tutor. Oh no! I wonder if they're gonna file a bug report. Oh, maybe that was what they tutored for. The first pinball machine I ever played was a German version of Indiana Jones: The Temple of Doom. It was very funny hearing all the characters shouting angrily at each other in German. One's got that Bloodbraid champion in their graveyard, and that's pretty scary. So if I sack the servo token, it's another 3 damage, or it's another 4 damage. I'd be at 9. And then next turn we can attack for 3. I'm gonna do it. A lot of madness stuff in this deck of my opponent's. So if I just sag out their face, that's 4 plus 5, 6, 7. Got him. Broadside, taking it down. Bullying also has a bull in it, which is good for the market. Oh, the bull market, bullying market. Yeah, there might be something there. Cube for the cube gods. Happy Threshold Day? The fuck is Threshold Day? Oh, celebrating the infamous Star Trek Voyager episode where characters Tom Paris and Catherine Janeway evolve into salamanders. That's right. They passed that certain mark. They traveled fast enough. One thing I will say about that episode is that the actor who plays Tom Paris, who I think is largely miscast for his role, they give him like a straight leading man role, like they assume he's like a Harrison Ford type, right? And he never really flexes at that. He never really like lands it. But every time he has to do something weird, like fucking evolve millions of years in like a fucking 5-minute span and be this like grotesque fucking halfway being, then all of a sudden you're like, he's a good actor. Why don't they put a bunch of Star Trek gunk on his face all the time? Really nails it in that episode. The other episode that I really liked him in was also a weird one. There was like a spaceship that was like sapping his energy. And it just like had all of its fucking spaceship things into him, and he was just like dying. And that was the one other time where I was like, "Oh, this guy's a good actor. Why isn't he like that all the time?" Anyway, I think he would have been a much better Jeffrey Combs type, where he just plays a bunch of weirdos, wears a bunch of prosthetics and stuff. Hell yeah, see Seraphim. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 25 months. Happy to provide a space to rest your weary legs. Jeffrey Combs is indeed a legend. One of the best to ever do it. On my first watch of Star Trek, I didn't know who he was, and so I like didn't recognize him ever, like the whole way through. And then I watched Reanimator and From Beyond and a couple of other bangers. And then I was doing a Deep Space Nine rewatch, and of course he plays like a very, very visible role there. But then I recognized him as one of the Klingons, and he's like, or not Klingons, the money guys, Ferengi. He plays one of the Ferengi, and it's like a very different character from everybody else that he plays on Star Trek, and he's got like the Ferengi face and stuff. It's very difficult to recognize him, and I couldn't really tell from his voice, but he does this thing with his jaw. that I recognized from Reanimator or something, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's Jeffrey Combs!" And I fucking like looked it up because I had to make double check because I still wasn't sure. Inspector Brunt, yeah. Deep Space Nine has aged nicely. It's aged well. I think the first season and the last season are kind of rough, but I did enjoy them more on rewatch when I knew what I was getting into. It took me a while to watch Deep Space Nine, so I finally got around to watching TNG during the pandemic because I had a bunch of time, and it was like a vaguely uplifting look at the future. And there was all those 4K releases just splattered around the internet, and I was like, "This looks pretty good." And then trying to switch from that to TNG was very rough. Or I'm sorry, trying to switch from that to Deep Space Nine was very rough because Deep Space Nine was in a slightly different. Okay, fair enough. Time period, so they had all these special effects, so they couldn't just upscale to 4K. It just like didn't work because of how they shot them. So by comparison, it was just like very blurry watching on a modern television. Several years go by, my eyes get worse, and now everything looks a little blurry. Totally fine. Just TNG's the GOAT. TNG hits me more in the feels than Deep Space Nine does. Like, I've gotten misty-eyed in more TNG episodes than any other Star Trek show. But I will say Deep Space Nine is much funnier. I've laughed my ass off at that show. You wish they would have continued Lower Decks? I thought Lower Decks had a solid number of seasons. Didn't they get like 6 or 7 seasons? Just 5? It felt like a lot by the time it was wrapping up. I also took a bit of time in between. Season 4 and Season 5. God, this band's so fucking good. Hey, Florian, thanks to the sod, thanks 11 months. How's the new cube? I've been enjoying it. Trying out a little bit of red black sacrifice, but enjoying trying out the new cards. I'm a little skeptical about Battler. I think Moonshadow's interesting. All right, I'll pump. Well, I suppose if I reveal Spiked Cord or Torture Pit, I take 8 damage to Bob, huh? We talking about Kai? Yeah. The best to ever do it, and I don't think we're ever gonna get a player like him, right? See that kind of dominance. It's been said several times on this stream already, but also super nice and authentic guy. When I was a writer at Channel Fireball, every once in a while he would comment on one of my articles, and that always made me very excited. Did you folks miss the Pro Tour where they gave him a lot of recognition and talked about his cancer and stuff? I thought it was really cool that Wizards did that. The old mold of 5 get Thoughtseize, huh? Well, that's kind of like the mold of 5. Not really, but at least we're on the draw here. I can always tell Color Haze, the band that's playing right now, because the drummer has such a soft touch in comparison to other stoner rock bands. Kind of a jazzy drummer. Walking it out. Not in my experience, Salty Rutabaga. One servo, please. Cute little pairing. Yeah, that bear really doesn't give you a lot of time. Interesting. So he has win, right? So I pay a life to sack a creature, but I don't have to pay a life to sack the treasure. So long as I'm like at least above half the opponent's life total, I think this is a win. Just draw the combo, yeah. They Thoughtseize me too. And then it's just like turn 2 Marionette, turn 3 Warren into Gravecrawler. We've been saying a lot of fuck ice over the last few days, but I think we can give a hearty fuck cancer as well. I just hope my opponent's having a good time. Whee! That was the match? Okay. Fair enough. I don't remember the first game. Awkward that to play the turn 1 Bombardiers, you have to imprint the headliner. And the vehicle doesn't imprint for the turn 1 Voidwalker. I might just Ancient Tomb pass. Candelabra. very possible I'm supposed to get my 3/1/1s here. The Spiked Corridor. This 3/3 also draws cards, though. Can also airship here. I mean, if nothing else, we're repping a lot of damage next turn. Turn on the Torture. Get the broadside down. Sacking a devil token suddenly deals. Alright, well, never mind. Nevertheless. I think I'm actually just supposed to let them draw here. Between my Ancient Tomb and my Mana Crypt. Opponent kind of needs to have an impressive turn. Which the deck is capable of, right? You're not playing Candelabra without Academy. Spin in the top. Pretty normal. It's a good sign because it means they don't like have everything they need immediately, but it's also like pretty expected because it's not like their last turn was that explosive. They just played the Palantir. What's my favorite type of cheese? I have a few favorite cheeses. Right now I've been on a big Asiago kick. I'm also a big fan of a Bruschetta Jack. Or a Moreland Leak Jack. There's a cheesemaker near me that sells a 20-year aged cheddar. It's very expensive. I've been drooling over it. Might sell some cards. Asiago is a type of cheese, Two of Spears, like Parmesan or something. How much is it? The 20-year aged cheddar. It's expensive. It's like $200, but it does come with the 15-year, the 10-year, and the 5-year cheddar. And the 5-year cheddar we just have like as a regular part of our grocery order. Very popular cheese in the region. Hooks cheese. Hey, thanks for that sub, Zombie. Thanks for 37 months. You like dill and garlic curds? Dill, I feel, is just super underrated as an herb. I tried to order some fresh dill from my last grocery order, and they did not bring me any. It's a lot of damage, huh? Getting kind of rocked by that. Yeah, you can draw a card. You think the super aged cheddars are overrated? I mean, you might be right. I've never had a 20-year aged cheddar, though. I found that in Scotch, the 10 to 15 years, like my personal sweet point, my sweet spot. And I found that the 20 and 25 years, you tend to like lose some of the depth of the flavor. But aged cheese is very different. You don't have like the tannins working and stuff. Do I win? Yeah, it feels like I get to win. Hot diggity. I got a trophy. How about that, How about that? All right, it's 9 o'clock. We did 3 trophies on the day. That's fucking sick. One with the new archetype that I scrubbed out with the other day. Let's do a draft for my future self here. Let's close it out right,